All right. Jack O'Sullivan, Riley O'Connor.
That's right.
The third.
What's up?
How's it feel, dude, to be out in Florida, outside of Boston? A fellow Bostonian. Good to have you on, man.
Yeah. Hey, cheers.
Cheers, brother. I love that you showed up with the Coors and not some gay Bud Light, dude. I would have kicked you.
Exactly.
I would have kicked you right the fuck out of here, man. No, good to have you, dude. And I love that you didn't know we were going to podcast here. That's my favorite thing in the world. What did you think I was going to do to you when I had you over here?
I was like, oh, he just wants to have some beers. If he makes a move, I'll punch him in the face and just get the fuck out of here.
That's fucking Boston right there, dude.
It's like, oh, I'll swing by 7:30. No, 7's good. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's so funny. I invited Jack over because we're going to watch the Celtics game tonight. We got big game 7 tonight. Invited him over. That's so funny because, yeah, the thoughts going through your head must have been like, what the fuck's going on? Because if you're from Boston, you got a little homophobia in you. And you're in the military. That's a lot of, that's double whammy. But yeah, I invited Jack over and I said, come, we'll do a pod before and then we'll watch the game. He goes, cool, be there at like 7:30. And or you said like 7:38. I'm like, well, that's not going to give us much time to do that. So I said, come earlier so we'll have time. And you didn't see the pod part? Or you thought you didn't understand the pod part? So you just thought I was like, hey, come earlier so we have time to fucking play what? Tiddlywinks or something?
Make out. I thought you meant pad. And I'm like, oh, this dude uses the word pad instead of house. But
yeah.
All right.
Is that a Boston? Is that a Boston term? Sometimes you have terms where you're like, I don't know where that's from. Like Wicked. Obviously, Wicked's a Boston one.
Yeah.
Bubbler. Were you a bubbler guy or were you a fucking...
Yeah, bubbler. Clicker.
Packy.
Yeah,
those are all terms that like people don't know. Did you say mint as a kid? We would always say mint. That was maybe that wasn't a Boston thing. Oh, all right. Well, you're real. You sound like you're real Boston.
Dorchester.
Oh yeah, dude, you're fucking Ben Affleck movies. In the house.
Exactly.
Here. Wow.
Ben Affleck's a fraud. He's from Cambridge. No, the neighborhood that I grew up is the same neighborhood as Mark Wahlberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you beating up any
blind people?
Any old, what was he, Asian and blind and homeless?
Double whammy. Yeah, that's Dorchester tradition.
That's tough for Wahlberg, dude, because that follows him around now when you hear Wahlberg, people are like, yeah, but he fucking beat up, like he could do anything in his life, and people are like, yeah. But also, he probably, like, you grow up in neighborhoods like that, you're probably fucking pretty tapped, you know?
Oh, dude, he was a nut.
Yeah, he was probably pretty crazy.
Like, everyone in that friend group, everyone that age, like, from that neighborhood is just out of their minds.
Yeah.
And then you start making, like, a little bit of money, and it's, I don't know, it's probably, like, weird at first, and then you learn how to
Yeah, because he did, what, modeling first, and then he did the band, and then he was in fucking...
The Funky Bunch.
Was he in New Kids on the Block, or that was his brother?
That was his brother.
He was never in that.
No.
Wow. Yeah, what a wild fucking life that is to go from Dorchester to that.
For real, dude.
To like dancing on stage and being like an underwear model. Like he must have got some shit from his buddies back in Boston for doing that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You think you could pull off being an underwear model right now?
Dude, not right now. I've been getting fat since I've been down here, dude. It's brutal.
Yeah, but that might work in today's world, dude. Sometimes they need like overweight.
I can be a plus-size model.
You could be like, yeah, I'm a kind of... Yeah, that actually would work because you would appeal to like the common man, you know? You'd be like, yeah.
Models.
Be like, yeah, I'm a fucking Coors Light drinking Boston guy who also wears these fucking skimpy underwear. And it would just be like a thong underwear.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you should go for that.
Now my mind's working.
We got some great ideas here. But yeah, dude, so I'm glad it didn't turn out to be like this crazy... I mean, we still don't know. I could be setting you up for fucking some gay orgy still.
Yeah.
Now I just happen to be filming it. You know?
I'm just here for the experience.
You're just on edge at all times. Like,
yeah, what the fuck is going on?
What a trooper you are, though. That's how you know someone's a real fucking Celtics fan. That they're like, right. I'm willing to fucking risk whatever weird shit's about to happen to me right now. I'm going anyway. That's the difference between dudes, right? We'll just show up place and be like, yeah, we'll figure out the rest later. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any situation where a girl could like invite me over into like the weirdest place ever, like the craziest situation, and I'll be like, yeah, I could probably go to that. I'll probably walk in there. Like, I could very easily get set up to like get murdered, I think.
100%.
If it was like a hot chick being like, yeah, come to this address at this time.
Yeah.
Be like, sweet.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
like
like
I never... Well, I think we have like the luxury too of just being like, whatever goes goes. Like we never have to really fear.
But also, I couldn't win in a fight. Like if I was in a fight, I'd be fucked. So it's like at that point, I basically am a chick. You know?
Yeah, but you have a false confidence just having a dick. So.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe people like, and there's nothing they can really get at me. You like how I have coasters and neither of us are using it? That's how I know. I have these beautiful coasters.
Staying in the wood.
Dude, my whole house is just decorated by a female. You can tell, and I'm like, I think I like these decorations. So I'm gonna keep them all. I got some plants. These plants, thank God, dude. They've been through a lot. Somehow they haven't died yet, but I'll forget to water them for like weeks at a time, and they'll like start dying. I'll give them like a cup of water, and they're right back at it. That's Florida. Other ones have not made it.
That's a fun hobby.
What, keeping plants up?
Yeah, you leave Boston, you start getting plants in your house and fucking wearing bucket hats.
Dude, just I've totally sold out, dude. Boston, I'm never allowed back there. How pissed are you that we're not in Boston for this time? I've never missed Boston until now, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was back there.
Yeah, I was just there for my brother just graduated high school, so I was just there for the last week.
Does this camera seem off kilter? Do you think that's straight? All right.
Yeah, just being home. No one really gave a fuck about the Celtics. It was super surprising. Like I think everyone was just so pissed off about the Bruins losing.
Oh yeah,
and we were also down 3-0, so everyone was like, like they're all hacks. They're just there for the money. Like the attitude's definitely shifted. I'd actually love to be there right now to just see like what people are saying, but dude, it was dark over there.
After game 3, yeah, it looked bad. And everybody including myself, everybody was like, yeah, this shit's over. But people in Miami that I talked to were like, I can't wait to we're thinking about how to get finals tickets. They're like, finals tickets are going to be so expensive.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so gratifying when we could win tonight.
Oh, I fucking hope so. And then Denver's going to be an absolute challenge, but...
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there, but... yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe we'll look back at this and be like, damn, we fucking lost anyway.
We're idiots.
After all that. We got too shit-faced and forgot to go. Dude, you know what sucks is I don't have cable. Do you have cable? So I have to go out to watch... Anytime there's like something important on, I can't just put it on my TV. Or how do you watch, like... If you were to watch a game at home, how do you do it?
Is it a smart TV?
Yeah.
The TNT app.
Oh,
and
then free?
The app is free, but then you have to put in a cable provider, so you hit up your parents and just be like, what's the password? Yeah.
I got to do that.
Yeah, if you guys don't think this is funny, at least you learned something.
At least you got something out of it.
Yeah.
So, dude, you went from Dorchester to where?
Yeah.
Then you went to
Dorchester, San Diego. And then I was on the fence about like moving to New York because I remember we talked.
Dude, we met in San Diego, which is insane.
Yeah, Comedy Store in La Jolla. Yeah, I completely forgot, dude. But like, how long have you been doing stand-up for?
Like 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you've been doing it way longer.
No. Oh, do I look like I have been?
Yeah.
You're like, damn, you look weathered, dude. You look like you look like you're ready to fucking kill yourself every night I see you.
No, dude, you crushed it.
When? That night?
That night.
Yeah, that was like one of my 3 good sets I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, so you remember it.
I was going to be like, nah, I bombed. And I was like, oh, you're right. I did it pretty good that set.
No, and
maybe that's my demo, dude, the Navy. Maybe I got to go out because it was all Navy guys. It was all
it was like all my boys.
Dude,
they loved the nonsense.
Yeah, they were good. And my buddy that was the headliner, he was a killer too. He was just out here. He just opened for Jeremy Piven at the Improv.
The Asian dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny as shit.
Yeah, he was killer.
And you could tell that he was just fucking around on that set too.
He's fucking really good at just messing around. Like he had a lady come up on stage with a dog. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a bold way to do your headlining set at the Comedy Store. I was like, what is that, a dog back there? And the lady's like, yeah. He's like, bring it up here. I'm like, dude. I'm like, way to take it seriously.
Dude, but I admire shit like that because like I can't.
I'm envious of it.
Yeah, it's like especially, and I've only been doing stand-up for like a year and a half. Like when I met you, that was like my 4th month doing stand-up.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And
people are bold, man. Like I don't think I could have done that. Like any real stage. Like in New York, they have Broadway Comedy Club. Do you know Broadway Comedy Club? And it's always like a bringer show. So if you just say you're gonna bring people, they'll put anybody up. But it's like a packed fucking show. There'll be like 100, 150 people in the crowd. And I remember when I did it, I was probably like 4 or 5 years in. And I was nervous. And then there's people there that are doing it for their first time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you got to be so ballsy to be like, yeah, first time on stage, I'm going to go in front of 150 people after like real comics.
Yeah.
And be like, hopefully.
Well, that's what like all like the new
good,
faces and stuff that they have at the Improv. It's people who like don't really do mics and they're just like, I'm going to be a star.
Hopefully, it's one way to do it.
That's what I thought when I started
ballsy.
too. I thought that I was going to just walk into a comedy club and then someone would come up to me and be like, "You got it, kid."
Like you with the Boston accent.
Yeah.
We need more of you. We need more fucking Boston assholes out here.
Exactly. And
do you know Ryan O'Toole?
No.
He's probably my favorite. He's a Southie kid. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, you're young. Yeah, he's probably like 30 or something.
Okay.
But you guys would have a great conversation. But he's in New York and he's so fucking Southie.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe you guys would actually hate each other. That'd be funny. Do you guys still? I mean, people that live there might still have like the rivalry, but I assume once you get out of there, you're like, okay, this is kind of silly. Or would you still be like, Southie kid? Fuck that guy.
No. Like all my buddies, like I hung out with like all like Dorchester and Southie kids.
But there was like a town that you guys hated?
Yeah, it was like
Charlestown?
West Roxbury, Rosendale. That we were like, And
That's
then
funny. You think you would still today if some kid was like, yeah, I was from Rosendale, the same time you were, would you be like, fuck you?
Be like, yo, let's
like,
fight right now. No, because I went to Catholic Memorial for high school. And then, like, I was in class with all those kids.
Yeah, so you can...
But, like, going into it, because, like, we would fight each other at, like, dances and stuff.
It's so great.
And I would be like, oh, fuck these kids. And then we would do, like... It was crazy. Growing up, there would always be, like, fights in, like, playgrounds.
Yeah.
For
like
no
arranged
Yeah,
fights.
arranged. So it would just be, like,
so
two
awesome.
crews. And, like, this never happened to me, but, like, the kids who were older than me, like, they would get in, like... Basically, like 300 like Spartan brawls with like those mini wooden baseball bats, and just fucking start running at each other and beating the fuck out of each other. We never did that, but it would just be like, all right, like you're fighting him and you're fighting him, and you guys hate each other, and you're like, I've never talked to this kid in my life. You don't
know why.
Yeah, and then that hate just continues, and then that was going in, and then I went to school in that neighborhood, and I was like, oh fuck these kids, and then like. One of them would like rip ass in science class, and I'd be like, "He's a good dude.
He's one of us, man.
He's just like me.
He gets it. That's so funny that you guys like grew up like the movie. You guys just like saw the movies and like, oh, that's us. Dude.
Yeah,
we have to do that.
Like to keep it going.
Yeah,
and now everything's getting gentrified, which is a good thing.
Right, it's just more like peaceful.
But it's way more peaceful, but no one likes it.
No.
Everyone's like, you got to keep the neighborhood the same way.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you go to Southie now, it's like going to...
It's like Pleasantville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too nice. I lived in Southie for like 10 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was one of those people. And I played in the basketball league there. And it was,
nice.
When I first got there, it was kind of like 50-50, like half Southie kids, half gentrifiers.
Yeah.
So it would kind of get heated and shit. And obviously we were terrified of the real Southie kids because they would like really fight. We would like act like we were going to fight, but none of us were going to fight.
Was it like tournaments or just a league?
No, it was a league, and I played in that. There's like a 3-on-3 tournament, and that shit would
was
get
that
heated.
outside at M Street?
Yeah,
dude. So like I played in. I never played in the Southie 3-on-3, but like I would go and drink all the time.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like in Boston, basically, like during the summers, like there are always like street hockey or basketball tournaments.
Yeah,
where everyone just fucking. It's like from the ages of 11 to like mid-20s, they all meet at a park and they start like drinking.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And there's like old men there too.
Yeah, they're old dudes. So like at the street hockey tournaments especially, there are like these 35-year-old Southie dudes and like they're all like junkies.
Yeah.
And like the winner gets like $1,000.
So they need it. They're fighting for their lives.
Dude, they're throwing elbows, fucking like really hurting people.
Dude, the 3-on-3 thing, there was no refs. So it was like like we had a good team. We had all guys that like played basketball, and after like 2 games, we're like, we can't do this, dude. This is stupid. Like we could win it, but we're just like it's so dumb. Like my buddy, like I brought kids in that were good basketball players that didn't know like real Southie, and they just thought they were coming for like a basketball tournament. Yeah. And my buddy got into it with one of the guys. And I was like, oh, shit, this is not going to go well. His brother comes from the sideline, takes the ball, whips it at his face, and just starts throwing haymakers at him over like a stupid thing, like, hey, don't fucking foul me or something like that. And then we were just like, all right, that's probably, we've probably had our
keep our money. We're not going to win this.
That's the difference between like suburb guys and Boston guys. And real Boston guys, like, oh, this is what they're talking about when they say like, people are just down to fight, and they fight in numbers too. They don't fight like one-on-one. They fight in crews. Yeah, and they're ready to go all the time. And it's a lifestyle, dude. I kind of respect it, but it's also like, yeah, in this day and age, it's like, why? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but it's also like, it's also good to have those stories and like all those fucking just growing up with those knuckleheads. Like, it gives you a sense of humor because then, like, when you go out in the real world, like nothing phases you. You're like, I've seen the biggest psychopaths in my life. Like,
yeah, nobody does that in the real world. They go to jail immediately. But when you're like young and a kid, you can do all that crazy shit, and there's really no repercussions for it. You just fight somebody, and then that's it. But yeah, you grow up, and you're still that person. You're like, oh, I'm fucking hitting my wife right now. This is not. I guess I can't do this. There's nobody else.
I'm still playing in basketball tournaments at 40 years old.
You run out of people to hit after a while, and you start beating the shit out of your kids, and it's like, all right. Now you got a problem. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's Southie, Dorchester, all those places are fucking. It's cool. It's cool to see it. But like I was there kind of in the beginning. In the beginning, the league was like 50-50, and then by the end, by the time I left, it was like all gentrifiers and like 2 or 3 real Southie kids that were in it. Yeah. And it was just more peaceful. I mean, you got to play basketball, which was nice, but you didn't get it. Just wasn't as intense.
That pisses me off like for some reason, but like I love the nonsense. I love the brawls. Like growing up, I was a huge instigator, just being a menace.
What was your sport? Did you play sports? Hockey.
Yeah.
You guys were good. You went to Catholic Memorial?
Yeah, played there, and then
did you guys ever play Shrewsbury? I think we might have played you guys in like state finals or something. I feel like our team was good. I remember, but we were like 1 double A. You guys probably played St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's like prep.
Yeah, and there's another St. John's. There's St. John's prep and St. John's Shrewsbury.
Yeah,
St. John's Shrewsbury
we played
was really good.
St. John's Shrewsbury. Dude, I think we kicked the shit out of them because like
those
it was
pussies.
Yeah, no, just hockey wise, just I do remember playing them. We had a good program. Like people would go to CM to play hockey, and
I remember you guys had a fucking stacked hockey team.
Yeah, I was definitely the disappointment from my family when it came to that. Like,
really?
Yeah, because
what? Do you have siblings that played?
Well, just my dad. He played at Northeastern, then he played in the East Coast League.
Yeah.
But he was
almost
a goalie.
Made it.
Almost made it. But my uncle, he played in the NHL for 9 years. My aunt, she played on the U.S. national team.
No shit.
Yeah, my uncle played at Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a long lineage.
Yeah, and then
hockey.
after my high school, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go into the military.
Hey.
They were like, what the fuck are you doing?
They were pissed?
Yeah, well, one, because...
You're going to stop playing hockey.
Yeah, I was going to stop playing hockey. And 2, my dad was like, oh, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, because my uncle, he was a Green Beret.
Yeah.
And on my mother's side. And
what is that? That's like high up in the military?
Yeah, it's like special forces, like for the Army. So he
was the real deal.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
Oh, he was a beast. And
what kind of shit did he do? Does he have any crazy... he killed Bin Laden or anything?
Dude, he has a I don't want to fucking get this wrong. I'm pretty sure he has a Silver Star.
I'm gonna scoot this.
Dude, he's a decorated dude, and he would always tell me like stories, and I'd go into his You
need a pillow for behind your back. I feel like it doesn't give enough. I guess you're good.
Oh, that might be good.
Yeah, see?
Nice.
Now it's fucking nice, dude.
Yeah.
There we
Now we're
go.
in.
Just grooming him over here. Just getting him nice and comfy. Take your shirt off if you
yeah,
want.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, all right,
hot
this is
in
when
here,
it
right?
starts. I knew why you wanted me over. But yeah, he would tell me like all like his like war stories and stuff, and so
That inspired you. You're
yeah,
like, fuck
and
yeah,
I
I'm
was like,
doing
oh,
this.
I want to do this, and
So you went into what, the Navy?
yeah, because I couldn't get his contract because I was 18 at the time. So my other cousin on my mom's side, he was a ranger, and I was like, oh, I'll do that. And I had the army recruiter come to my house, and he was just like, I was like, oh, I want to be an army ranger, and he like fake types on his computer, and then he's like, oh, like we don't have that, but you can be a cook, and we'll give you a $20,000 sign-in bonus. And I was just like, get the fuck out of my house. So I was lost for a little bit.
Why? What did he? What was the? He tried to rope a dope you, or what was? Why did he not have? Since when can you not join the military?
Well, you can, but like just when it comes to certain jobs.
Oh, and they're
They'll
like, yeah, you're
wanna-
not fit. Was it because you're from Dorchester, probably?
Yeah, it was probably
They're
that.
like,
I
you got a
think he was
shaky
a
past.
Rosendale kid.
They're like, yeah, we don't want to fucking.
He played in the
loose kid.
basketball tournaments, and he's still thinking.
You would have been like fucking. What's that guy? Leroy Jenkins. Remember that video where the guy's like, "Fuck it, I'm going in." They're like, "God damn it, he's doing it again."
Yeah, but like, dude, luckily I had guidance from them and everything, and they were like, "Do not do that," and I'm like, "I know." And then I was doing CrossFit at like some gym, and the lady I ran into, she was like, "Oh, what are you doing after high school?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to go into the military," but she was like, "Oh, my brother is a Navy SEAL," and I was just like, "Oh, no way!" Like, can I talk to him? She was like, "Sure." And then I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, you can just sign up." I was like, "Really? Like, you could just."
They let any old asshole join the Navy
Yeah,
SEAL?
you have to take like a bunch of physical tests and like do a bunch of stuff just to get like approved. But once that's done, it's like you don't have to do stuff prior in the Navy to be able to do it. So I was like, all right, I'll.
Dude, I after college, I was dating a girl. I majored in criminal justice, and the girl I was dating, her dad was a cop in Springfield. So he's like, "Oh, I can get you a job at this prison or whatever. You can be a corrections officer."
Yeah.
Which me as a corrections officer would have been I would have been horrible at that, dude. I'm such a fucking pussy. If anybody like yelled
Just
at
a
me,
chill dude.
yeah, I would have been like, "Yeah, guys, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want." But thank God I failed so the writing test was like easy. In the physical test, I was in the best shape of my life. I'm like, this is gonna be a breeze. Like there's fat corrections officers all over the place. And I failed. The first thing they had us do was sit-ups, and it was like 30 sit-ups, and for some reason I couldn't do it because you had to go like all the way back. You had to put your shoulders on the ground. So I was like, I get to like 20, I'm like, I can't do anymore. They're like, all right, you're out. I'm like, you're telling me all these fatsos did this? I feel like they like tricked me or something.
So in the best shape of your life, you couldn't do 30 sit-ups.
Thank God I didn't do it, dude. I
Yeah.
can't imagine me as a corrections officer. That would have been a nightmare. I mean, I definitely would have got fucked up for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough visual.
Yeah. Me telling people what to do, they would have been like, who's this pipsqueak trying to tell me what to do? I just murdered somebody, and I got this little dweeb trying to tell me I gotta go to bed.
Well, it wouldn't even be good for anyone because you would just be like, I don't care.
Right.
They would
And
just-
also, yeah, I wouldn't be enthusiastic about it at all. So you go to the Navy, and that's in San Diego. So right after high school, you're like, all right, I'm going to San Diego.
Yes.
That's pretty bold.
Did that.
So you were in the Navy. So you did a real Navy stint.
Did a real Navy stint.
Wow.
I did
we
my
got a real
time.
man in this apartment, huh?
That's right.
For the first time ever. Finally, a man of the house. You're moving in, buddy.
Dude, fuck yeah. I'm going to lock my room.
Yeah, sleep with one eye open.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty badass. So then you were in, I mean, because you're in San Diego. Where else did they have you go? Or you were just stationed in San Diego the whole time?
I was stationed in San Diego the whole time, but we would do like training trips. So I was at SEAL Team 7, and then we would do training trips, just like go out to the desert, go to the Keys in Florida to like do diving and stuff.
Damn,
dude, it was
that's
sick.
intense.
It was fucking awesome.
What was the training like? It was badass or what?
Yeah, like in the beginning, they kick the shit out of you.
Like literally?
Yeah, well, sometimes it's not like every day punching you in the face. I remember there was one time that I got punched in the back of the head by the guy because
Just for fun.
well, there's a purpose to it, but like they're just trying to like weed people out. So
Yeah.
it was one day. It was in October, but it was super sunny, and I think that day 8 people had heat strokes, and they were like, "Oh, like go in the water, like get soaked, and then like roll around in the sand."
Oh,
And so I went into the water, and then when I get back out, I put my head in the sand and I just like took a nap. And the dude just comes up behind me and fucking wails on the back of my head, and I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck, dude?" And then just woke me up. But like, they'll force you to exercise at like an extreme level,
yeah.
which is like what I mean by kicking the shit
Yeah,
out of you.
yeah. Adding the water to everything just makes everything difficult. Like treading water by itself is like one of the hardest things ever.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Never mind like holding your breath underwater and having to do like tasks underwater. I remember trying to like dive for shit in the deep end. You ever play Dibble Dabble? Remember that game?
Which one's
Oh,
that?
that should have been a Navy training game, dude. You throw it. One person takes it like a golf tee or something, or like a popsicle stick, puts it at the bottom of the pool. Then they swim up. They get out of the pool. Everyone's on the outside of the pool, waiting. So you turn your back, so you're not seeing where the person buries it.
Yeah.
And then everybody's around the pool. So there's like 10 kids around the pool. And then you see the thing pop up. Everybody jumps for it. And then you just start beating the shit out of each other to see who gets the.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
That
would
is
That would have
awesome.
been a sick. You should suggest that at the next Navy SEAL training.
Hey, this is what we're gonna do for training
Dude, what
today,
if we played
guys.
Dibble Dabble? Dude? You have to come up with a less gay name, I think, than
We
Dibble
played
Dabble.
brick hockey, so like in like an Olympic-sized pool, and in this part it was, I don't know how many feet deep it was. Basically, there's a brick at the end, and you put it in the middle, and then it's like, all right, go, and then whoever gets the brick to the other end, but it's all underwater. So it's like 15 feet deep, and you're just passing it to dudes, and dudes are like fucking tackling you and like ripping your mask off. And
So you're breathing underwater with what, like scuba gear?
no, nothing.
Shit? Nothing.
You would have to go to the surface to get breath and go all the way back down like 15
And then
feet.
move it. Oh,
and then,
that is torture.
But back then, I had like a solid like breath hold.
Really? How
Yeah.
long could you hold? Did they time you?
I mean, like training for it, like I would time myself,
Yeah. How long are we talking?
like just chilling, like 3 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because at night before I would go to sleep, I was such a nut about this stuff. Like, dude, this was like my life.
Yeah.
I would do like, I downloaded an app on my phone, and it was like the O2 and CO2 like tables for breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different breathing exercises like before you go to bed to expand your lungs.
Yeah. And it can
I was
like
all
track
for
it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to try that.
Yeah, you're gonna try that out.
Breathwork is like really good. Breathwork is really hot right now.
Oh, like with the meditating and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's a big like Instagram.
Yeah,
fucking-
it's really I don't know what it does to you, but it's good for you. But yeah, you must have been a master breath holder. I can't imagine holding your breath for 3 minutes. Was there ever a time where you were like holding your breath underwater where you're like, "Oh, I'm going to die right now?"
Yeah. All in like training stuff. But like there's a thing that they do when you're underwater with like scuba tanks. And they just like you're wearing scuba tanks, but like as you're down there, they'll like the instructors, they'll go down and they'll tie knots into like where the oxygen comes from.
Yeah.
So you have to stay calm and then like take it off and then undo the knots. And,
While you're struggling
and
to
do
breathe.
like all the procedures like correct to a T, but they'll tackle you for a minute and it's hectic. And it's just
Dude.
you're panicking.
Do they like promise you you're not going to die? How do they know that like people aren't going to die doing that?
There was a kid who was a class or two before me who died.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
What's the lawsuit on that? I
Oh,
assume that
it's not their first rodeo, dude.
Yeah, they
they
know how
have
to
like a
handle-
team, and then they'll send that dude to like a hidden place, and it's like the Catholic Church.
they'll
They
put
just
some
fucking-
put some fentanyl in him or something. Be like, he was on drugs. What do you want us to do?
it's like the Dave Chappelle just.
All right, we're back. Like we never left. We just need to refill these beers, dude. It had nothing to do with incompetence on my end. It was
just-
just
Not the equipment, dude. It was just bros being dudes.
Yeah, just to make you feel more just to get you more liquored up, dude, if you know what I'm saying. That's going to be the running theme, I think, this whole podcast. By the end, we'll just fucking make it. That'll be the big reveal at the end. We're just gay together.
That's a happy ending. I like that.
I was waiting for the fist to come over. That's the end of the podcast. But yeah, dude. So what were we talking? We were talking about you holding your breath for 3 minutes. God, that's fucking crazy. I'll do I'll swim in this. I got a little pool out here. I don't know if not to brag, but I'll do like there. I can swim underwater there and like halfway back, and that's as far as I can go. And that's like a kiddie pool, basically.
With a kickoff.
Yeah, with every advantage you can get. What I'm trying to say is I have no ability to hold my breath. So I don't think what do you think? How long do you think the average person would last in like the Navy SEALs shit?
Whoa. The average person?
Yeah, the average pussy.
No, not at all. Like you gotta like want to do it, and
you gotta have some heart, huh?
Yeah, you gotta have heart.
So you did that for how long?
6 years.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, man.
I didn't realize that. 6 years in the Navy, and
That's
then
right.
And then you were just in. And then how'd you get out?
My contract was up. I was thinking about re-enlisting.
Yeah.
And I was in Guam, and
fuck yeah, dude. Guam. What's
dude,
Guam like?
fighting the good fight.
Are you
the
guys
war on prostitutes?
Are you guys meeting ladies at these places or what?
Oh yeah, dude, it was a shit show.
Really?
Yeah, it was a blast.
They like American? Are they like, oh, you wear your uniform out?
Well, there are. Imagine.
I would still wear it to this day, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't hurt, right? Wearing it?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I mean, like picking up women and stuff?
Probably.
It definitely. But I mean, you're smooth enough. You don't need
Yeah, dude, I
fucking
got some
advantage.
skills.
You're from Boston, dude.
Yeah.
We just tell it like it
Got
is.
something in the back pocket for
Hey,
the
lady.
ladies out there.
Yeah.
No, a lot of the people over there, they are American.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a poor man's Hawaii. Guam.
Where is Guam?
It's in the Pacific.
Okay.
So it's
Pacific.
yeah, it's just Pacific. It's like a little past Hawaii.
Okay.
It's fucking like legit the opposite side of the globe.
Yeah. So what do they send you guys out there for? Just to like fuck around? Just because Guam's like, yeah, I guess you guys can just use our country as a training ground.
No, we were training other dudes out there, and then there was like dudes doing work. Like everything right now, we're not in, like with my knowledge, like we're not kicking down doors and
Yeah, there's
like,
no war going on in Guam right now.
but there's
right?
like some
mischief.
yeah, there's a lot of mischief going on.
Malfeasance.
Exactly.
But what do we care about Guam? Is that like a
Well,
That's
that's
our
just
territory?
like a place. So like China's trying to take over like Taiwan, and just being in that area to go out.
yeah? We just need somebody there in case shit goes down.
Yeah.
Does the Navy ever get like the Navy's never been like whatchamacallit sent out, have they? Like not in a long time?
For
Like war? Like battle? Like we don't do battleships anymore, do we?
no, but like a lot of the dudes in the SEAL teams, like before, like I was in, even like during Iraq, Afghanistan,
They were out there.
yeah, those dudes were getting after it.
Are the SEALs the guys that do all like the crazy missions? They're like the ones that killed what's his name? Bin Laden?
Yeah, that guy.
That's a SEAL?
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty sick.
yeah. So
Were you a part of the SEAL? You weren't in the SEALs yet, were you?
no, I think I was in like 9th grade.
Yeah, I remember I was at a bar in Brighton, I think, when that happened. And that day, I don't know why people were all jacked up that day. Well, yeah, I do, because we killed Bin Laden.
Yeah.
People use any excuse to be fired up. And I remember seeing the biggest brawl of my life. And I was just watching it and having like the most fun ever. Because I was far enough away, but it kept like creeping closer and closer towards me. And I was just like, this is awesome, dude.
Everyone was just so stoked on America
That
that
you're
they
like,
had to get it out.
Yeah, I don't know who they were fighting. Probably somebody that looked Middle Eastern or something.
Yeah. They were doing their service.
Yeah, I was like, guys, sorry, we already got him. It's fine.
By kicking the shit out of like some Indian student.
Yeah, that's the thing. People in Boston don't know the difference. They're like, oh, Asian, close. That's Iraqi, right? Same difference.
See, we all did our part.
Yeah, fucking America. Oh, that's great,
Fucking
man.
hilarious,
So you
dude.
get out of the Navy, and are you like, what the fuck am I gonna do with myself?
Yeah, I was gonna. I was really strong on like law school, and I was gonna do that because I got arrested while I was in the Navy.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
For doing what? Fighting?
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't even have to ask.
No, I got in a little scuffle with an Uber driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not good stuff. So he,
No, I'm sure he deserved it, dude.
he definitely
I'm
deserved
sure he
it.
was driving slow or something. Or probably, probably didn't play probably the air conditioning was a little too high. You got to kick that guy.
He was Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Checked all the boxes.
Yeah. No, my buddy in the front seat, he was fucked up, and he was just being obnoxious. So the dude fucking slammed on his brakes, and he was just like, "Shut the fuck up! I can't even think right now." And he started driving again. And my buddy who's tanked, he's just like, "You can't talk to a customer like that." And the dude slams on his brake again, and he's like, "Get the fuck out!" So I was like, "Oh fuck!" I pulled my friend out of the front seat.
Yeah.
And as the dude's driving off, like he said some pussy shit like, "You can't treat a customer like that." Dude slams on his brakes again, pops, gets out of his car, pops the trunk, pulls out a baton,
Jesus.
and then starts coming at us. So my buddy grabs the baton, and I just started feeding him.
Yeah.
And then we took
Feeding
off.
him. That's a great term.
But it was completely out of self-defense. He
Right.
calls the cops. He throws away the baton, and they were like, "These guys just beat me up." So, like, that was a big court ordeal.
Yeah.
And
Because you were
then-
in the Navy at the time.
Yeah.
That doesn't
and
look good for them.
no, not at all. Dude, I was in so much. I almost got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? So yeah, like I had to go to court and stuff, and then I saw the public defender, and he was just, dude, this dude was a fucking beast. Like, so the prosecutor gets up, and he was just like, "Oh, like this guy burned his house down. He like almost killed his wife, and like whatever." And
Talking about the Uber driver?
no, different case, because like it's like a public hearing, and it's just like
So there's multiple things going on.
exactly,
at
and
once.
it's just
Okay.
like, all right, and then they'll set bail or just like another court date
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that. So just that was like my first like court hearing, and I'm just seeing this public defender, and like the dude who burned down his house and like fucking did horrible shit. This dude gets up, and he just made it seem like that the guy did nothing at all.
They're
like
so
he was
good
so
at that,
good
huh?
verbally, and I was like. And it almost made me feel bad for the piece of shit dude. And I was
Right.
like, that was amazing. And then he just kept doing that for like 4 people in
And
a
then
row.
he was your guy, too?
No.
Oh.
I paid for a lawyer.
You're like, damn, give me this guy's free? Give me this guy.
Yeah, dude, he was like, my dude was the man too. And like, I wasn't really like a passive like client. I wasn't like, yeah, figure it out, man. Like I would go to his office and like we would do it together.
Yeah.
And then after seeing like the court thing, dude, I would like on my weekends or like weekdays, I would go to the fucking courthouse when I wouldn't have work and just watch. And
take
I'd be
it
like,
all in.
yeah. And just watch this dude. It was like watching LeBron fucking hit threes. Like this dude was just a fucking beast.
The guy was a machine. I used
Yeah.
to work at a public defender's office in Maryland for like a summer. I did an internship there. And yeah, we had some guys like that too. It was all public defenders, and they were fucking beasts. Dude. They
Yeah.
would get people out. I was almost like, don't you guys feel bad? Like, granted, they are defending people that can't afford it, but I'm like, also, we all know this guy did it,
Yeah.
but they're like just so good at their job. They're just like, yeah, no.
Well, yeah, and this was when I was heading down this path. I was like, what happens like when I'm fucking doing this? And I heard someone, I think it was Whitey Bulger's lawyer, he was talking to like Joe Rogan or someone, and the question was like, what do you do when someone's a complete piece of shit and you have to defend them?
Yeah.
And like they're all like kind of sleazy dudes anyway, so
Right.
they have good answers for shit. But he was just like, oh, I just look at it as practice. So when someone does need help, like I can
Right, I'm
give
ready
him
to
a
go.
hand. And I
Yeah.
was just like, boom, dude, because I was in such a vulnerable situation. I was like, I completely got fucked. I'm about to get kicked out of the Navy, and like I had to spend like 20 grand
Damn.
on a lawyer. So I was just like, all right, if anyone else like gets in this, I'm like, I'm gonna be that dude.
Yeah.
And I was like super stoked on it. And then it came to like law school and stuff. And I was doing well in like the pre-test and everything, but I was just like, oh, stand up.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. Stand-up's a more lucrative career anyway. More stability. More career growth. Smart move. And now you get to do a podcast for 3 people. So
Exactly.
I think you made the right decision, dude.
Now look at me.
Yeah.
So
who's
yeah,
laughing now, Mom?
after that, I just got into gambling, and then
Fuck yeah, you're making all the right decisions, dude.
getting arrested. Fucking.
No, that's cool though. So you got something good out of it, and it seems like it was kind of like you were kind of doing the right thing. I mean, you were just defending your buddy who was getting his ass beat by a baton. It's not like you had weapons,
No,
and that guy did. So it was like you had to do something. So what happened? You got off. You got charged. What was the end of that?
No, I got off.
Sweet.
The court hearing was hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, because the Uber driver, he was an idiot. Like, it was like he was trying to prove something. The prosecutor would get up there and she would just be like, hey, she'd be like, so the guys that you're with, like one's 6'2" and the other one's 6'3", they're over 200 pounds, and you're 5'7", and like you weigh 165 pounds. Would you say that those men are bigger than you? And then he would just go, nah. He's like, they're not bigger than me. Like, just trying to like prove something.
Yeah,
And
like,
I'm just
okay.
sitting there like, dude, this dude's awesome.
That's
Like,
the
what
thing.
a fucking jackass.
Once they start ripping you apart with facts, it's like you're an idiot. They can make anybody look dumb on that, dude. That would be like one of my biggest fears, is to have to be up on, like, get cross-examined on something and just have somebody rip you apart, because they can
Yeah.
basically make you look as stupid as they want to make you look.
Yeah, and especially if like you're ratting on someone or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I want no part of that, dude. But I mean, you should have got Whitey's lawyer, dude. That would have been sick. That would have been such a fitting fairy tale ending. Dude.
Imagine Whitey owes me a favor, so I could have called him up and fucking.
So then you get into stand up, and that's where our worlds fucking meet. Dude.
Yep,
That's crazy.
that's
After
where we
all
met
that
for the
shit,
show.
and then our worlds collide in San Diego.
Yeah, because I remember you were like, oh, like add me on Instagram, and for you, like you were just because you've done big shows and stuff, so
Yeah,
like
dude,
you meeting me,
career's
you were
going.
like,
My career's going really well.
exactly, and no, but like you've been in the mix, like dude, it was like my 4th or 5th month doing stand up,
Yeah,
and I was so pumped to just be at the Comedy Store,
of course.
and I ran into you, and you were like, yeah, add me on Instagram and like all this stuff. So I had your contact.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, hit me up, just like saying it.
Yeah.
And I would have it, and I'd be like, I wanted to hit you up, just being like, yo, man, can I check out New York and like all that? But I was like, I'm not even gonna bother the dude. 'Cause,
Oh,
like, but that was like a big deal for me, because like I've never been in like that environment before. I didn't know like how it rolled. You
Yeah,
know?
it's funny. And then once you get into it, you realize, oh, everybody's a fucking idiot, dumbass. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. It's all like one big clusterfuck until you get to like a level.
Yeah.
And when you get to a level, then you have some sort of like pull. But yeah, dude, New York. You could have came to New York. I don't know how much pull I would have had for you. I would have been like, yeah, you can fucking stand on the street with me if you want. We can hold hands on the street if you want.
Want to go bark?
I would have just tricked you into coming over to my apartment again.
Hey, bring the
Yeah, you
beers.
wanna
Come
hang
3
out?
hours
Yeah.
early. Let's
Just show up. I'm in my underwear. Again. You're like, dude, what the hell?
anything to make it.
Yeah, let me show you how it's done, dude. You want? Then you find out I have nothing. I have nothing to offer.
I'm like,
God
dude,
damn, dude.
I just blew a guy for nothing.
How many people in Hollywood must fall for that? Huh? People being like, yeah, if you scratch my back, I'll maybe get you in a movie or two. And
Dude,
then they just have
the
nothing.
amount of guys that like I've talked to that say that like that they have it going on.
Yeah.
Just like imagine being like a hot chick and just like
can't
these
imagine.
dudes and they're new to this environment.
Oh yeah.
Like that's probably just torture.
Vulnerable. But yeah, I don't know. What can you do?
That's why we have beers.
That's why we have beers and a very successful podcast.
That's right.
So then you go from San Diego to how the fuck did you end up out here?
So
you knew I was out here. You're like, I got to get out.
I was like, I'm
this
gonna
guy
follow him.
This guy has something special going on.
That's right. No, I one of my buddies from San Diego, he moved over here and he was getting put on a lot of stuff, and I talked to him and he was just like, yeah, it's sweet. So I did like a big show in Fort Lauderdale, but I stayed here for the week.
Yeah.
Just to check out the scene. And I was like, all right, I'm going to move here. Like, I want to get out of San Diego first.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't really like the West Coast.
Yeah.
But,
and you only have so many weather options, too. When you're leaving a life of San Diego, you can't, like, go back to you can't go back to Boston.
no.
You
Dude,
gotta
you
go
just turn
somewhere
into
nice.
a pussy.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm cold. I would go home on Christmas, dude, and like I remember walking out of the airport and my ears would get cold, and I forgot that happened, and I'm like, fuck this.
Doesn't
Like, there's
cold
no way.
weather almost seem like antiquated? It almost seems like it's old fashioned.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe people are still dealing with that.
It's like,
It
get
seems
with the times,
It seems like it's
dude.
something from like the 60s or something. Like snow, like shoveling snow.
Well, if you're in Boston or New York, like, all right, like there's something. But dude, if you're in fucking Minnesota, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? If you're in New Hampshire, you're like, I
New
love it out
Hampshire.
here. It's like, do ya?
No, you don't, you psycho.
I mean, I guess I could kind of see it. It's kind of nice and peaceful and quiet, but it's like, yeah, also, no. Also,
it's
why
for
would
people who can't like make friends? They just have to
they're
live.
like,
in the
I like
woods
the
by
solitude.
themselves.
It's like, do you? Or does everybody hate you?
It's like, no, you're just not cool. That's why you live in the woods, you creep.
Yeah, I like it out here. It's quiet. Did you ever? So you never did comedy in Boston?
No, I like when I started in San Diego, and then I would go home and like do it over Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's like I was never part of the Boston scene.
Well, hey, you are now, dude. You're a fucking staple in the Boston scene.
That's
Once you get
right,
on this
dude.
podcast, that's when you're made in the Boston scene.
Now everyone's gonna know me. Put some respect on my name.
We'd like to do Florida news, Florida man news on this podcast.
All right, let's
Are you
hit it.
ready for it?
Yep.
That's one of the wilder things about out here is the Florida man news is pretty unique to Florida, and I love it. All right, Florida man arrested after pouring gas on another man and lighting him on fire. What do we think about that? That's
That's typical.
Yeah.
There's no punchline to it.
That's it, dude. He was in it. He was Earl Hargrove was in an argument, and after the confrontation, police said he purchased some gasoline from the pump. He then allegedly poured gas on the victim. Who's standing there and letting somebody pour gas on him before lighting him on? And how do you not know what's coming next, right? If you have somebody pouring gas on you, are you like, I wonder what this guy's thinking? Poured gas on him and then lighting him on fire, dude. That's crazy. That's psychotic on so many levels because first of all, you got to have all the tools. You know, you got to be pissed at somebody and be like, okay. You have plenty of time to think about going to purchase gas, coming back out, filling up your gas tank, pouring it on him, and then imagine you don't have a lighter at that point. You're like, "Fuck, where's my lighter?"
Yeah, you go to the store.
Yeah, then you got to go back in the store and get a lighter.
And he happens to still be there.
Yeah, he's still there, like still confused. Like, why'd you do that, man? Why'd you pour gas on this sweet new shirt? The guy is in critical condition, so we wish him the best.
Yeah.
Hargrove was charged with first-degree attempted murder and aggravated battery. He is currently being held without bail. He needs your fucking lawyer, dude. That's what he needs.
Set him
He
up.
needs a good lawyer.
Or just the San Diego public defender, dude.
Yeah, how would that
Fucking-
guy get him? He'd be like, hey, we've all been there.
Yeah.
He's like, who hasn't
listen,
poured a little
all right?
gasoline on
Yeah.
somebody before?
You get a little angry. You miss lunch.
Dude,
The Celtics lose.
I remember one time one of the lawyers made the judge laugh out loud because it was like something egregious, like some sort of like multiple rape charges for a guy, and the lawyer got up and was like, Your Honor, something like mischief, like just because this guy got into some mischief or something like that, And at the end of it, the judge is like, "Did you just call rape mischief? Like mischief?" He's like, "I've never heard somebody refer to it as mischievous behavior." Like, what are you talking about? But the guy was just so good. He's like, "Yeah, let's give it a shot."
Judge, did you see what she was wearing? Are you kidding me?
We've all gotten into some mischief before. All right, this is a pretty good one. This is more Florida man. Florida man in cat pajamas accused of trying to murder his roommate. You ever had a shitty roommate before that tried to murder you in cat pajamas?
No, that's never happened.
Yeah, you haven't lived, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, I haven't really had many.
It's like they do this on purpose. It's like, I want to be a headline just to keep the reputation going.
Yeah.
I haven't met these people.
They're out there. They're definitely out there. That's the thing. There's new articles every day.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the hell is going on? Florida's like its own country, huh? It's like its own world out here. Dude, so this article, Gutierrez emerged from another spot in the home wearing some cat-themed onesie pajamas. He was arrested in the onesie pajamas. That's pretty sick. And then at the end it says, 10 best amusement parks in Florida. That's the most Florida article ever. Followed up by stabbing a roommate in a onesie pajama.
It kind of reminds me of, you remember the CNN, like, when Ukraine was getting raided and all like the sirens and something going on, and then it went to the advertisement. It was like, and a little bit of chicken fries. It was like an Applebee's
advertisements. It's just, yeah, just people just so fucking clueless about shit, and it just shows how little they actually care. They're like, oh, look at all this stuff. How sad is it? Anyways. Yeah. Here's some Viagra for your fucking limp dick, you loser.
Yep, let's all mourn this loss and make sure you get out to Six Flags. We got the season pass going on. It's like, what are we talking about? That's the funny thing. Dude, no one gives a fuck. Like,
about
no one
anything.
cares. Yeah.
No, it's just like, if I'm going to make money off showing you a bunch of people dying, I'm going to show you that people dying, and then I'm going to go home and fucking count my money.
Yeah. I'm going to go home, jerk off, and fucking
life. I don't actually give a shit. Yeah. You actually probably give a shit less if you're in it every day. Like, the normal person is like, wow, that's crazy. Like, that's so wild. But they're just like, yeah, I'm in this every day.
Yeah.
It feels probably like a movie to that. Like, if you're reporting on news, it's got to feel like, you can't get attached to it. You're going to be like, this isn't real.
Yeah, and after that, it's like being a cop, dude, and like every time you go out, you're dealing with assholes. So I'm pro police.
Yeah, just the whole time your brain is warped. Like, you just assume everybody's an asshole
and
now.
you're just like, oh, this guy's a dickhead, and you just have such a like harsher look on humanity.
Dude, being a cop would be so tough. I went to school for criminal justice. I went to Westfield State.
No way.
The Harvard of Springfield, Massachusetts. 09.
Oh, dude, we probably have some mutual friends.
Oh, dude, everybody there has a Boston accent, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's a lot of it's like the riffraff from every fucking suburb in Massachusetts. You get some Connecticut people once in a while. You see like a New York person, but yeah, it was all massholes. It was a good time. But yeah, a lot of my buddies are cops now, and I can't imagine doing that, or like. Even what I was thinking, getting into criminal justice, being like, oh yeah, I'll be a cop. I'm like, I have no cop skills at all.
No, that's what my brother. He's going to Sacred Heart next year, and he's going to study criminal justice.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, do not be a cop.
Now's a tough time to be a cop. Even now is like a brutal time to be a cop. I don't know. Maybe it'll get better.
Yeah, my whole family's cops, man. They're all fucking pissed off about it
all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
That's
the thing. You just
dude.
have to be. You make killer money. They make shitload of money.
Yeah,
and you're pretty much untouchable if you're into fucking drinking and driving or whatever.
That's true. But then
saves you a lot of. You figure you save like 3 DUIs a year. That adds up. That's another like $60K added to your paycheck.
Yeah, but at the cost of being fucking upset at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, all the time. It's just like, oh god. Yeah, they must be pissed seeing you being a comedian. Like, come on, dude, what are you doing out here?
I don't know how my family looks at it. They like, I think they put on a mask of like a supportive face, and then they're just like, dude, get a job. They're like, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's how it always is. But then you're just like, yeah, whatever. You know,
Exactly.
could get a job. I'll get a job and that'll suck. And it's like, I'd rather be doing something. You know, like that great Jim Carrey speech. You ever hear that one?
Yeah.
Where he's like, my dad was like an accountant. He hated it, and then he got fired one day. And it's like you can get fired from the job you hate doing, or just do something you like and suck at that.
Yeah,
it
it was just failing the safety.
Right.
It was like what really breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's just, yeah. I don't know if I'm as like philosophical about it, but I'm like, all right, I'm young. Like, let me fuck around for a little bit and
you
see
got
if I can
time,
get any.
dude.
Yeah. I
And
was
you
just
seem-
talking to my mom on the way up here. She's like, you still doing it? Every time I talk to her, she's like, you still?
You're like, Mom, I'm doing Chris Kimback's podcast. You don't understand. She's like, who? You don't know?
Yeah. She's
Kim
like,
Back
Jack, you're a
is-
dickhead. Come home. Fucking get a job.
No, this podcast is going to do it for me. If he can ever figure out how to set up his camera, it's going to be a sick podcast, dude. Trust me. But you seem like you're somebody that gets like obsessed with things, and that's a good trait when it comes to comedy. I mean, not in life. The rest of your life will fall by the wayside, but fuck it, you know?
Yeah. No. And that's, well, I've always had like crazy OCD. So it's like, if I'm in something,
You're all in.
dude, I'm all in.
That's how you got to be.
Like, I was actually stressing tonight. I was like, I'm not going to be able to hit the open mic at a barbecue joint.
yeah.
Because I'm watching the Celtics. I literally had dialogue in my head of like, should I do this?
Can I squeeze it in?
Dude, that was what was going on in my head. Because like, dude, I haven't missed a night. I mean, I was just home. And I was like, all right, this will be my break. But other than that, it's like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's just fucking...
Dude, it's crazy. It's an addiction.
It really is, dude. And then when other people... when like they laugh, whether it's on purpose or they're laughing at you, you're just like, oh, that feels nice.
Yeah.
Let me do this for the rest
Prove
of my
you
life.
wrong, Mom. Fuck you.
See, Mom, not a perfect person.
It sucks when they like do support you and you're like, God damn it, I need you to like doubt. I need you to tell me not to do it. And be like, yeah, sure, go for it. I'm like, fuck.
No,
I need you to tell me to fucking stop doing it.
I
That's
just
more
get
motivating.
I get the worst support. It's like, hey, we're gonna support you because like we feel like that's what we need to do, but at the same time, please stop. So it's the worst thing in the fucking world because they're not invested. Like everyone thinks that like I'm just like going through a phase and then I'll be a firefighter in 2 years.
It's always an option. Yeah. It's always an option.
So I don't know.
Well, I think we've done it. I think you've given the people what they want, dude. We'll have to have you back. I'm sure you got some good stories.
Yeah,
We've only scratched the surface. We didn't even get into your gambling. I like how you just said, yeah, then I got into gambling.
Yeah,
that's a nice
professional level.
That's a nice cliffhanger for the next episode because that's a whole episode in itself, I think.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. Well, thanks a lot for coming out. This was a real treat, and you're gonna see your numbers skyrocket after this. So be ready for the fame, dude. I don't know if you're ready for it.
Dude,
make
I
sure
don't
you
know.
make sure you stay humble. And the irony, dude. Andre Kim calling right now. Let's see. This was the kid that Andre, you're on the podcast, dude. Yo, remember? Yeah, you're on a podcast right now.
Well, whose podcast?
My podcast.
That's not a podcast.
Dude, remember when we were in San Diego and there was we did that show in front of all those Navy guys?
Yeah.
And there was a guy that opened for us from Boston.
There's a guy that opened for us from
He
Boston.
sucks.
Yeah, he's on the podcast. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah. Which, what do you look like?
He looks like he's from Boston, dude.
What number was he on the lineup? Was he second, third?
I don't know. He was the only other dude on there. Second?
There's a couple other ones.
Oh, I don't remember it. But yeah, he's on the podcast. So it's just the irony that we're all back together again.
I guess we're all meant to be.
We're all meant to be. But yeah, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call later on.
Oh, wait, you're not even gonna let me plug my shit?
Oh, plug your shit.
No, okay.
All right, see ya. That was totally unnecessary call to pick up. I don't know where I thought that would go, but it didn't go anywhere. All right, dude. Thanks a lot, and go
Thank you.
Seas.